Some more Chinese EV news. BYD has designated 100 dealers in Brazil by the end of 2023 to continue its massive expansion outside of China. By the end of this year, the BYD business is expected to cover 45 major cities in Brazil, according to the company. They actually launched the BYD Han, which is their flagship sedan, in Brazil at the end of April. The BYD Seal, with the top trim level, is reported to be using Neo Capital backed Ambilight technology, which makes its glass roof colour changeable. I wonder if this will ever be here in Australia when the Seal arrives here next year. Sounding good. Several spy photos have been posted of what is claimed to be the new BYD Seagull. It's a car smaller than the Dolphin. It's wrapped in camouflage and there's little information, but it is expected to be based on the BYD e-Platform 3.0. And the rumour is that it was expected to go on sale in China this year, 2022, with a price tag of between RMB 60 and 80,000, which is US 9 to 12,000 or Australian 13 to 17,000. Now that's a very much more affordable EV. By the time, if it ever comes to Australia, that will probably translate to about 25,000 Australian, which is pretty damn reasonable. NIO intends to build a plant in the US, although more details are yet to surface, and it's still based on jobs being advertised, but there's some confusion over this. NIO uses JAC to build its cars, and the advertisements in the US state experience not necessary. So if you're going to be building a plant, you'd probably want someone who knows what they're doing. It's more likely that Europe will be its main target, although NIO does have a self-driving R&D center in San Jose, California, as well as a software development team there. NIO already entered the Norwegian market in 2021, and the CEO, William Lee, has said that the company will enter Germany, the Netherlands, and Sweden and Denmark this year, 2022. It's also looking to boost its presence in Norway with a new NIO house in Bergen and battery swap stations in Bergen and 4 other cities, aiming for a total of 20 facilities by the end of 2022. And as you know, NIO uses its battery swap technology, so it only takes about 4 or 5 minutes to take the battery out, put a new one in, and off you go. It's a bit like filling your car up with petrol. In contrast to that, XPeng seems to be putting overseas expansion on hold whilst they've got a management reshuffle going on. Their VP in charge of overseas markets left the company, so they're moving people around. They're also suffering chip shortages and supply shortages. The CEO of XPeng recently released a short comedic video clip with Psyduck, or Kodak in Japan. He was holding 2 pieces of paper, and the left hand says urgently needed and the right hand says chip. So they are suffering a bit of chip and supply shortages. Tesla in Shanghai looks to have returned to its pre-production level, about 2,500 vehicles per day, and it's produced 26,000 vehicles since it restarted production about a month ago. It started off at about 1,000 a day and it's built up. Employers are working in a closed loop system. They're staying at the factory, and this will continue apparently till the middle of June. Although I have heard that they are now billeting them out in a nearby facility. They also exported another 4,000 vehicles headed for Europe. Sadly, nothing for Australia yet. And finally, Gotion High-Tech is set to mass produce semi-solid state batteries with an energy density of 360 watt-hours per kilogram. Now, conventional lithium ternary batteries, your nickel, cobalt, aluminium, manganese type variety, they've got a energy density of around 210 watt-hours per kilogram, and LFP batteries even lower at about 160 watt-hours per kilogram. They also claim to have built a prototype or prototype samples of a semi-solid state battery with an energy density of 400 watt-hours per kilogram, according to their VP Zhang Hongli. Gotion are working with a car manufacturer in China, and the theory is that it's NIO, but there's been nothing definite said on by either party. Gotion is China's 4th largest battery manufacturer, and if they can bring out this 400 watt-hour per kilogram semi-solid state battery, that's going to give us two options. Either your vehicle will continue to do 400 k's but with half the battery pack, or you leave the 60, 70 whatever kilowatt hour battery pack in there and you'll be able to go twice as far. NIO have actually stated that they may well have a 1,000 kilometre sedan coming to market. Well, maybe they're looking at using these semi-solid state batteries from Gotion. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. So that's a very, very quick update on some news that has come out of China in the last few days. Please click like and subscribe. It will help the channel and it will help this message or all these messages get out there. I'm really interested in trying to keep people up to date, to educate them and inform them. So thanks very much for watching.